incarcerated young men who now run a successful health food company in Asbury Park, New Jersey. MacroBites is the first national Black-owned, ready-to-eat service company. Here to tell us more is MacroBites CEO Jarrette Atkins and President David Lewis. What a pleasure it is to meet you guys.
Oh, what a pleasure it is to meet you.
And I'm so excited because you're so excited to be here. It's really, really, really nice. You guys have a great backstory. And before we go any farther, I want to mention that this is actually there are three of you,
yes.
And Mr. Fritz George, who's not on that. I just want to give him a shout out because I don't want you guys fighting when you leave because you didn't mention his name. So tell me, now, both of you guys were incarcerated at one time. Mm-hmm. Were you incarcerated in the same location? Is that how you came to meet, or did you know each other before?
Yeah, so we were in high school together, so we knew each other and we ran the streets together, but we did spend some of our incarceration together as well. Mm-hmm. This is my co-defendant. We lived in the same apartment that got raided, and when we ended up going to prison, we went together.
And it sounds like to me that you used that time in prison to really think about what you wanted to do with your life.
Definitely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. How did you come to, the food industry, MacroBites? Where did all that come from? Jarrette, I'll give you a chance.
So yeah, definitely. Food is something and health is something that we always enjoyed. Even in high school, we played sports. Getting into the trouble that we got into and doing our time being incarcerated, one of the things that we started to do to help pass our time was work out, lift weights, and what came with that was the nutritional side of it, eating healthy. And me and Dave, when we were actually incarcerated, we both took a culinary class that allowed us to get more experience in the kitchen and a more of balanced understanding of how to cook nutritious food and good food. And that mixed with working out upon our reintegration into society is what led us eventually to MacroBites.
Mm-hmm. Right. So after we were released, I was working as a personal trainer. So we gained some skills while we were in prison. Yeah. We learned about nutrition and fitness, and I was training people and then cooking for them also. And then, we realized, hey, this is a business. People are doing this. So we decided to legitimize it and make it an actual business.
Okay. And make it a business you have. It's a little mini empire right now. Yeah. Because in addition to the meals that you can order, you run a restaurant too, right?
Right.
You guys are not playing around. I have to ask you, you hear from folks that have served time in prison, they come out there, they want to get their lives back on track, and what they hear is, they have a hard time sometimes, because sometimes it's hard to get people to look past the mistakes that you've made and give you that chance to go forward with your future. Did you guys run into any roadblocks like that when you started to try to set up this business?
Definitely. Even prior to setting up the business, getting a job, getting out of the situation that we were in and just finding work. To even get work at that time, coming out of post-incarceration, I had to get in touch with a friend that I had from high school, a different friend that I had from high school, to even be able to get a job, to even have a foot in the door. So just even being able to get a job and then starting a business, it was almost impossible. No funding, we weren't eligible for pretty much anything. And then just navigating, talking to banks and trying to be in spaces and rooms of resource and investment, it was difficult. People didn't want to, we honestly didn't have the authority, but a lot of people didn't even want to give us the chance, even though we were trying to procure something that was so genuine.
Yeah. And go ahead.
And definitely because of our past and what we look like and where we come from, a lot of people just put a stereotype on us from gate, and they won't, you'll walk into a room and the people's faces will change because they know, oh, these are some black guys that were locked up before, and the whole
so they immediately, you were your past.
Right.
Were you in jail, drug charges?
Yes.
Both of you, right? And how long did you serve?
So I did about 2 years inside the jail, and then I did about 2.5 years on parole.
Yeah, and you?
3.5 years.
Okay, you've done your time. You're both very young men, and you acknowledge you've made mistakes. That had to be frustrating, that people weren't listening or seeing who you had become now. Right. But you persevered, and you made it happen. And I'm assuming you were able to make it happen through a variety of resources and helps, and you finally cobbled together what you needed to make that work.
And I like to say, because of our past and our history, that is what made us who we are now. Like, because we've been through some of the hardest stuff that you could go through. Like, when you're in prison, you're an animal. They give you a number. You're in a cage where you could touch the walls with your hand, and your head is right next to your toilet. So when you're treated like an animal and you're in those conditions, it does something to you mentally. So now, upon our release, when we're out here and we're in business and we're going through different scenarios and different problems, it doesn't really feel like it did when we were in prison. Like, those are real problems. That's life and death stuff. So now, when we go through things, I feel like it gives us a leg up, because we've gone through some serious hardships. So
you made those mistakes
business,
that you won't make those mistakes again.
It's easier for us to stay consistent. That's really what a lot of our story is about. It's about resilience and it's about consistency. Even though they treated us like animals, you know, we knew in our minds that that's not who we were as people. And even getting out and having to maneuver through society and the workforce and now business, we know that giving up isn't really an option for us, because if we do give up, you know, the alternative is much worse for us, because we've been through a lot, you know, really bad situations.
You know what that means.
Exactly.
So let's talk about the business. And what it is essentially is, I can, like some other meal companies, I can order my meals, decide what I want, and have them delivered, right? I'll let you walk me through what it is that you do.
Yeah, sure. So our ready-to-eat meals have a balanced macronutrient ratio. You could go on our website and you can order your meals for a week. You can get them once a week. You can get them once every 2 weeks or once a month. And you could choose whatever type of meals that you want. And we make sure, because they have a balanced macronutrient ratio and we have vegan options and keto and gluten-free, we have stuff for everybody. So no matter what your nutrition goals are, your fitness goals are, we can help you reach those.
Yeah. And then I talked about the restaurant. Now, did the restaurant come after the meal?
Yeah, it came after. So that was just another addition to what we were doing. You know, when we started the company, we had obviously the intention on making money. You got to pay the bills, right? But we had a bigger focus than that, and that was being, you know, a representation for kids in the neighborhood who needs someone to look up to say, hey, they're doing the right things, and I want to be like them. I want to do the things that they're doing. So we got a really, really good opportunity to start a brick and mortar, set up a brick and mortar in Asbury Park, and we took that opportunity. And, you know, yes, again, the for-profit operation is in the forefront, but we have used that operation as a cornerstone for community engagement. So we run various different programs. We've partnered with the local police department to, you know, just try to help other youth in not even just youth, our peers as well in the community. Exactly, that needs help with guidance, needs advice, needs mentorship, want to start a business and looking for legitimate ways to do that. We're you know, the one-stop shop for all those things.
Yeah, and just to let you toot your horn a little bit, I understand you guys have given away about 60,000 free meals to the community.
So we set up a table in front of our restaurant every day, and we give out food for free. The same, and the kicker is it's healthy foods, because a lot of free food that people can get, it's not healthy. So we believe that we're doing our community a service by giving out something that's free for them and it's healthy too. And we've solidified ourselves in the community, as people know. Like, we go to MacroBites, if they're down on their luck, they could come and get a free meal, which is very important to us, because we spent a lot of time terrorizing the community and running the streets, and now we're giving back to the community and giving back to the streets.
And how has the community responded to your presence, the free meals, but also the fact that these young men are trying to help other young people? Not trying, you are proving to be an example for other young people, to show them the other options for their lives. How have people responded to you?
The majority of the response has been amazing. It's, you know, we've been accepted. It's weird to say accepted, but we've been accepted in our position now in the community, because our position has now changed. You know, now we see ourselves more as leaders, whereas before, you know, we were breaking laws on a daily basis. Now we're working to prevent other kids from living that way. I'm breaking laws on a daily basis. So we've been accepted in our roles now in the community, and the response has been really good for the most part. You will always get the naysayers, and you'll always get the people who don't want to see you do good per se. I don't want the community to do good per se, but that's okay. I think with the support that we have and with our perseverance that we'll be able to get to the finish line with or without.
I suspect so too. You call it cuisine for the culture.
Yeah, cuisine for the culture, and the community really has rallied behind us. Like when we couldn't get funded from a bank, or we couldn't aren't eligible for some grants because of our background, but we were able to crowdfund and open up the business financially for the community. So when we succeed, the community succeeds too.
Right. Yeah.
So it's not just people rooting us on from the sidelines. They have vested interest in us growing, and it's been really beautiful to see that people have come from all walks of life to support us in what we're trying to do.
And you are definitely giving back to the community,
right,
really, in spades. So talk to me about what your price point for your meal boxes and.
Yeah, so you can get a box of 6 meals for under $70, and then there's a ton of discounts and incentives for if you order on a subscription and you get more. The more meals that you get, the cheaper the meals get.
Right. So we reward our customers. A lot of times companies focus on getting new customers, and they never really worry too much about retention. We make sure to make it a focal point to worry about retention, the people who have been loyal to us. We make sure that we have various rewards programs where, just in the restaurant, if you spend $50, you get, 50 points, and for every 50 points, you get $10 off. So you have baked in 20% off every time you come in and spend money. And that's the same thing kind of Dave was saying. We have programs for our affiliates, where if you're referring people to buy boxes, then you get a percentage based off of those sales. So there's a lot of mechanisms built into our model for retention or for our loyal customers.
You guys sound like businessmen.
It's almost like we are, right? Like,
yes, you are. And what are some of the things that are most popular among your customers?
Definitely the New Orleans strip. The steak is one of the most popular meals. People really love the steak. It's New York strip steak, but Jarrette, he does a lot of our recipes. He's the executive chef and CEO, and we put a New Orleans kick. Some of the recipes and flavors that we got from Fritz's mom, because she's Haitian, they're Haitian immigrants. So
that Creole.
We incorporate a lot of that, and people really, really love that. It's our #1 seller right now. But the chicken fiesta is close.
It's coming up. That's the chicken fiesta is a newer meal, but that's definitely close.
And I can tell, talking to you guys, that you're proud of what you accomplished. You sincerely feel this commitment to giving back to the community, and you love what you're doing.
Right.
That's really, that's a big message. Most of us are going to work for the rest of our lives.
Right.
So you should be doing something that you love.
Right. What we're doing is definitely important. To us, it's the why we're doing it. The why to us keeps, it allows us to wake up every single day at 4:30, 5 o'clock every morning, take care of our kids, get them out to school, and get to the company so we could make sure we're doing the most we can for the community.
Okay. It's such a pleasure to meet you. And I feel like we're going to have you back, because I know that you have something that you're working on down the road that maybe you're not ready to reveal, but you're going to add to this empire.
Well, we have a lot of things coming up in the pipeline, but we have a lot of stuff now that we're super proud of. We have our meals in hospitals, in schools. We're going to be in ShopRite's brand stores soon. So we're doing a pop-up there this Saturday in the Ben Salem ShopRite. So we're really expanding our foothold, dipping our toe into retail, but while still giving back to our community every day.
Which is terrific. It is, you're role models for a whole lot of people.
MacroBites retail, that may be the next big thing.
Okay. MacroBites.com is the website, and MacroBites, the restaurant, is it in Asbury?
Yep. 1201 Springwood Ave in Asbury Park, New Jersey.
All right. Yes. Thank you both for being with us. And next time, I guess we're going to have to let Fritz come on, huh?
Yeah, man, we need more cameras so we can have all of us here.
All right. Thank you both very much. Best of luck to you. And please keep us posted as you expand your empire.
All right. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.